My name's Peter. My friends call me Pete.
Alley Hoop.
Hey, I'm Willow. Willow Branch.
Hey, nice to meet you. The name's Max. Maxwell Smith.
Ready for adventure.
You can't run from me, you foul beast! You think you outsmarted me? The mighty Muldoon? I don't think so, Yoked Girth! Stay tuned for what happens next on Yoked Girth. Now a word from our sponsor. Kids, are you ready for a new wild and wacky Punch-O fruit flavor? Introducing Apricot. It's a punch to the gut. So stop by, fill up, and make sure you get your Billy Hog hot dog before you jet away.
Good morning, Brook Hollow. Today is October 20, 1990. This is your news. We have a special breaking report. The police department has released information that more local teenagers have gone missing. They were last seen earlier this week, and the only connection between the teenagers is that they are all students at Brook Hollow High School. This could be linked to the disturbing trend of other possible abductions and missing teenagers from our otherwise quiet town. If anyone has seen the teenagers or has any other information, please contact the police department. The mayor of Brook Hollow has put a curfew into effect for anyone under 18 starting tonight. Now to other news. In the business world, augmented practical technology signs a new deal.
Whoa, Pete. Oh, looks like you really stepped in it this time. Just where in the world are you? Hello? Hello? All right, Pete. Remember your scout training. Step 1, get your bearings. Oh, wow. My scout training doesn't have a merit badge for this. Consulting Detective Weevil, hot on the trail. He's got a nose for the truth.
Signal detected.
What's that? It sounds like a radio signal. It must be being transmitted from nearby. Well, logic dictates that there are probably more of these stations around. Maybe if I keep searching, I'll find some clues. Or someone. Hey, a common example of the Formicidae family.
Science. Science.
Curious. Ovidoidea. Ugh. Worse than my mom's Brussels sprouts. I spy. Dude, look at the size of that thing. It's probably the size of a bathroom scale? Curiosity killed the tiny Pete. Huh. Well, looks like this thing hooks up with those lasers. I don't think that worked properly. It seems like the machine needs all 3 lasers to function. Maybe there's a way to fix them? Whoa, why don't you just stay over there, small red insect? Better than starving, I think. that ant go? Mark that one off the list. Yeah.
Science!
That should keep me safe. Safer. Aphids, nature's lollipops. Yeah.
Science!
Aw, poor guy's got allergies. Hark, yonder lady of the clover forest! On what errand does the day find you? Choke it down, Pete. Tremor detected. Something's afoot. It's getting quite late. I should construct some shelter and get some sleep. Taking a look. Got one! Ah! Those look like idealized geometric shapes in that pink thing. They can't be real.
I have isolated the source of the particle irregularities. They appear to be a byproduct of the shrinking process. If I adjust the machine to account for their existence, it should be the key to the de-shrinking, expanding process. Burgle, please bring up the readings for the irregular covalent SNPI 42Z particle traces. Ugh, that name is going to get tiresome. And while you're at it, rename all references to the irregular covalent SNPI 42Z particle to raw science.
Order received. Raw science identified. Does it require cooking, flipping, or grilling?
No, none of those. Categorization.
That answer is not permitted, according to health code standards governing the handling of raw food items.
Let me try to help!
System reboot in progress.
Thanks for the helping hand. I am Burgle, acting science manager for this project. I am also a robot. I am sure this all must be very disorienting for you, but hopefully I can explain.
One success after another! I have
you were
returned Burgle to his original size!
Why are you here in the yard? I do not know. In fact, I cannot seem to recall much of anything.
It appears that my new raw science containment field is working at 99% effectiveness.
A recent power, and what's worse, sorry to pile on the bad news, my new friend. How can I be of service?
98.5%.
You are here, in the Oak Lab, built and used by Dr. Wendell Tuteli to experiment on all things small. This is the base of operations for conducting experiments in his yard. Dr. Tully is a brilliant scientist and inventor. He is also my creator. My initial protocol was to serve as the short-order cook of the future.
Right.
However,
Right.
I have been recently promoted to acting science manager to assist with his experiments. No doubt my previous work experience has been invaluable to Dr. Tully. Although, now that I am processing it, I have not seen him for several weeks. And now I cannot recall where he went. It must be my corrupted memory banks. It seems you and I are both a little discombobulated.
However, as Burgle indicates, there is some minor, insignificant raw science leakage. A note for another time.
Noted.
But I see no reason to put off a human trial. I believe there should be no issues. But audentes fortuna juvat. I am ready to prove my creation's full potential. End recording. Burgle, I'd like to record some messages for my family, in case things do not go as planned.
Given my best calculations, your biomass has been subject to covalent spacing reduction via interatomic energy extraction. In other words, you have been shrunk. It is likely this was achieved using Dr. Wendell Tully's spacer platform. Patent shrinking can be a traumatic experience for tiny human brains, and memory loss is a known side effect. Hopefully your memory will return in time. To return to your prior size, you would need to successfully activate Dr. Tully's spacer platform. Unfortunately, my readings indicate it is inoperable. It appears to have suffered several malfunctions from the explosion. I am sorry, but it appears you may be stranded here for some time until we find a solution. Haha! That is a great idea. Let me run a full diagnostic scan on it and see what we need to do to get it fixed up. Processing! Processing! Memory fault. Code 408B3000. Ominent OS script runtime error. Arg! I am sorry again. It appears I have sustained more damage to my memory chips than expected. Without those memories, I do not know how to repair the spacer. Dr. Tully used 2 types of chips to back up my memory. Auxiliary chips are small-capacity chips used to store project data. If you find these, I should be able to help you learn new survival recipes. Super chips are special, and they are gold. They back up full directories of my memory system. If we are going to fix the spacer, that data is bound to be on a super chip. I suggest exploring the other labs in the backyard. Return with any memory chips you find. Dr. Tully has built many more labs throughout the yard. Each lab is used for various experimental procedures. I can upload their locations to your Scabby. Stand by. Processing. Processing. Error. Files not found. Code 632C404. Cheese and fries. The lab locations are missing from my memory banks too. But we are in luck. I was able to retrieve the location of one of the facilities, the Hedge Lab. The Hedge Lab is the observation center of the yard and used for research on arachnid webbing. You will find the hedge near the house if you head southeast. The lab is located deep inside the hedge, sending the coordinates to your Scabby. Try to find the Hedge Lab first, but there is nothing stopping you from searching the yard for the other labs. Except, of course, thousands of angry, hungry insects. That reminds me. Dr. Tully locks the important labs with biometric scanners. You will need access for any chance of success. Head over to the ASL terminal and place your hand on the biometric scanner near it. Give it a moment to sync your signature into the mainframe. Once you are registered, you will be granted access to the ASL network of computers too. ASL grants access to daily work items, nay, tasks, nay, quests. Yes, quests. I will reward you raw science for each completed quest. In my science shop, you can trade raw science back for survival recipes from experiments that Wendell conducted when he was first exploring the yard. Log on to the ASL terminal over there and see what is available. Unless you have any other questions, you really should get started finding those chips. And try not to die out there. Have an exponentially great day!
Hey, Fid. disturb the mites, and they'll bite. No water filtration tablets needed.
Science!
Spotted! Better than starving, I think. Jeez.
Science!
Worse than my mom's Brussels sprouts. just pretend it's beef jerky. Look at that ant go. By the power of Helion, champion of the sun!
Science!
This is moderately terrifying!
Science!
I'm holding raw science in my hands. What does it even mean?
Verbal Transcription Unit 87.10.25. Order number 73.
I find it a wonder that the Berglund Mark IVs never caught on. I believe them to be far superior to the Mark III. Those never lived up to my expectations.
How's that?
They can only calculate post-cooking burger weights to the nearest tenth of a pound. And they only had enough memory for one seasoning module, salt or pepper. All solved with you Mark IVs, not to mention your most excellent mustaches.
Thank you. I will never forget this moment.
Science.
Scabby, surveyor connection established. Use survey stations to scan for analyzed materials. Visit additional stations to expand the survey network.
I spy. New one for the bestiary.
Science.
A scientific breakthrough.
For so long, I have felt taunted by the spiders of the yard.
Scabby, additional flavor scheme available.
Nice and clean. Not bad. When you're off to the beach or a day at the park, it doesn't matter the time, 'cause it glows in the dark. You can leave your toys home, except for just one, 'cause you can't leave your fling man without leaving fun! Never leave your fling man. Hello, Mr. B. If I follow you, will you lead me to honey or to an early grave?
Science.
Where there's one spiderling, there's bound to be more of them. Science.
Science.
I spy.
Test runs on the zipline system have produced mixed results. Prices on steel cable are ridiculous, so I've been forced to proceed with my original idea, spider thread. I'm using web samples from my unwanted guests with a few clever alterations, of course. Things were going well until Sarah threw yet another toy into the hedge. I swear that the lost city of Atlantis might be found beneath the roots of this blasted bush. I told them both, no baseballs, no Fleetman. Discs, no more throwing. I'll need to find a way to strengthen the zip lines, and I've forbidden the children from playing in the yard temporarily, of course. Dinner will be, I would say, awkward, I suspect. Slowly, my torments come together into one ingenious solution. After trying countless materials, I finally found something to fix my zipline problem. While the bonding formulas were complex to say the least, I've successfully fused the web ropes with raw science. Once again, it proves to be the key. The new ropes are miraculously soft, but have the tensile strength of forged steel. I've dubbed my new creation Zippy Fiber. Just think of the practical applications.
Dental floss.
Oh, only something without gums would suggest that. This is not some trifle to pick parsley between trips to the periodontist.
I will take your word for it, Dr. Tully.
Science. Science.
I'm holding raw science in my hands. What does it even mean?
Science.
It is likely that this will be my last log from the Hedge Lab. Regrettably, the spider infestation has only worsened. Last night, I had a close encounter with a giant brood mother that shook me to my core. Couple that with the strange radio signals I've been receiving, and I no longer think this facility is safe.
Burgle here. Can I start you off with a double-charred barbarian bacon burger? It's made the Roby's way.
Burgle, initiate evacuation protocols for the Hedge Lab.
I spy. New one for the bestiary. Choke it down, Pete.
Science.
Now let's review the progress of the last few months. I am getting ever closer to perfecting the spacer. Raw science containment has been a success. At last measurement, we are within 0.2% translation accuracy, but those final infinitesimal bits have proven the most difficult. Despite that, Burgle and I have been able to transit the miniature world without incident. I must admit it has been a bit overwhelming of late. Between school, grading papers, nightly work in the yard, and this sweltering summer heat, I feel stretched thin. Some nights I find myself too exhausted to work on my experiments. All this is going to give me gray hairs. I mean, why, just the other day, Trudy said that the stress is putting new wrinkles on my face. She may have a point about the hair, though. As much as I'm loath to admit it, it does seem to be thinning. Perhaps it's time to dig out the Sketty clamp and try it on myself. I'm sure it's in a bin or box around here somewhere.
Science!
Aphids, nature's lollipops. I hope all my things are still here. Right where I left you. Better than starving, I think. Might up ahead! The goblin of the backyard. You know what they say? A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little mice.
To see Ape, how can I help you? Huh, you made it back in one piece. How unexpected. You are more resourceful than I thought. Hand it over and we can see what data Dr. Tully backed up upon it. Processing. Processing. This is the Hedge Super Chip. Forgive me, I forgot to mention the nasty spiders before I sent you up there. I hope they were not too much trouble. Ha ha! I am feeling much more like myself. Take it from me, there's nothing quite like a reverse lobotomy. Thank you. Now, what is it you were wanting to know? Oh, there are 4 labs throughout the yard, each with a super chip. The Hedge Lab, the Pond Lab, the Haze Lab, and the Black Ant Lab. And you have already made it through the hedge, so now on to the others. I will mark the locations of the super chips in those labs. Please find them and return to me so we can figure out how to repair the spacer. Oh, before you leave, check out the new recipes in the ASL Terminal Science Shop. That could be helpful for some of the tougher challenges. I'll need to process that. Performing diagnostic.
One long schnoz built for sniffing. I'm holding raw science in my hands.
This morning, I installed the borrowed lab modules. Another one of my forgotten inventions from the early days. I had such grand notions back then. The Kinder Science Mini-Quick Little Chemist Lab educational toy for children. But no, Wendell, we can't possibly put hydrochloric acid into the hands of children. The lawyers will never agree. It's a good thing I never told them about the Bunsen burners. Odd that Ominent has been using my toy pieces in this way. I digress. The lab network is now up and running in the backyard. I'm planning to dedicate each one of them to a different function. Main power will run through here. The Oak Lab is the center of operations for the backyard. The second lab is nestled into the hedge. Such wonderful views from up there. Side note, I'm worried that the shoddy manufacturing of the lab pieces will cause them to fall apart over time, but they will do for now.
don't even need to boil it. I wonder if I could keep that aphid as a pet.
Science! Science!
Please don't move, and look straight ahead. I promise you won't feel a thing.
It's a go for molecular reduction. The spacer is primed.
Where you are going, all your worries will seem so small.
Nightmare? No, a vision. And I remember every bit of it. An ominous logo and a fancy spacer. A spacer that was pointed directly at me. This changes everything. Maybe Burgle will understand what's going on.